Making his way to the cage, representing the Virginia Destroyers, Corey Champion.
Our next matchup, Frankie, is going to be very exciting. Corey Champion and Luis Gonzalez at 135 pounds, the bantamweights. Another fight between young guys. Corey Champion making his way to the cage right now at just 19 years of age. Been fighting for almost 4 years. He's already had 10 fights at 19 years old. He's a wrestler. Trains with Mike Stanley at 8 Corners here in Virginia. Very good wrestler. Most of his wins, though, have come by knockout or TKO. A very relaxed fighter. Very tough to get out of focus, according to his coaches. He sticks to the game plan. He's very technical, almost methodical, mature, extremely quiet. They say you can't even get him to talk. He's the quietest kid on the team. Very humble, respectful, but when you get him in that cage, he's a killer at 5'6", 135 pounds.
Those are the scary ones, Jim. You know, that's me.
That's your weight class, I was going to say.
I'm the quiet guy.
Frankie likes the bantamweights.
I'm the guy you want to watch out for, you know. He's a lot of these Virginia guys are just, they're wrestlers. You know, like you said, just high motor guys. You know, what a wrestler brings to the table is he brings that work ethic. He brings those years of training, those years in the gym with, you know, your training partners from middle school, kids club to middle school to high school to college. I mean, what it is, it's a work ethic. You know, we're trained to drill hard, train hard, and you know, you win. You know, that's what it takes to win. So I think a lot of these wrestlers, they bring that, you know, that same psyche to the MMA game.
Making his way to the cage from the Florida Force, Luis Gonzalez.
Luis Gonzalez gonna make his way to the cage right now for Florida. Down 4-0 here already to Virginia. On the road, hostile territory, big favorite coming in. A lot of pressure on this 22-year-old right now. Been fighting for 6 years. Has fought in Arkansas and other states. Has already had 10 fights. Freestyle fighter, started with jiu-jitsu. Trains at American Top Team Black Box, which is in Kissimmee. A lot of people say Kissimmee. It's Kissimmee, right outside of Orlando. He was born and raised on the southern peninsula of Mexico. Very hard worker, trains hard, listens, very calm and cerebral in his approach. Doesn't get flustered, a very technical fighter with a high work rate, according to his coaches, very energetic. So these fighters very similar in terms of their demeanor, their skill sets, and the way they approach things, but Gonzalez a little bit more energetic in the cage, at least to this point in his career.
You know, I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about Luis Gonzalez. You know, him being a hard worker. On his record, too, you know, I did my homework, and he hasn't fought any slouches. You know, this guy's been fighting tough guys, you know, and he's been just training and fighting and staying active. You know, I look for some big things from Luis tonight. I think they had to cut his sweater off. You know, that's an amateur mistake, you know, putting that sweater on and getting wrapped up.
Stay tuned to our social media channels as breaking news continues to occur. Florida, of course, coached by Doug Gelman. Gelman is their head coach, and he's from American Top Team Sunrise and Coconut Creek. And Ben Stark, who's from their Palm Beach Gardens affiliate, and of course, Black Box American Top Team Kissimmee. And Glenn Mintzer, who's the head coach, not for Top Team, but he's the head coach for the Black Box fighters, Luis Gonzalez being one of them, as the commission headed up by UMass here tonight. As Luis Gonzalez enters the cage, we remind you, you get 6 points for a finish of any kind, 4 points for a unanimous decision, 3 points for a split decision. Before we get started with Gonzalez and with Champion, let's take a look at the tail of the tape presented by Fighter Skin.
The following bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the EAFL Bantamweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He steps inside the cage with a record of 7 victories, opposite 2 defeats. From 8 Corners MMA, Corey Champion. His opponent awaits and fights out of the red corner. His record, 8 victories, opposite 3 defeats, representing American top team, Luis Gonzalez. Your referee, Chandler Goins.
Corey Champion for Virginia, out of the blue corner in the teal trunks by Fighter Skin. Man, Fighter Skin did a great job with these uniforms, and Luis Gonzalez out of the red corner with the red trunks. They get set. Champion and Gonzalez at 135, and here they come.
Kind of has that little Dominic Cruz look. Luis coming out.
Yeah, I was just going to say, leaning that head forward, and he's not really protecting himself much to start. He's got his hands down by his side. Unorthodox style of fighting for sure. He almost walked into a straight right from Champion. Champion just very much about his business, lunch pail type of fighter.
And there's that left kick I was telling you about.
Oh, nice leg kick there, though, to the back of the left knee of Champion, who now picks up Gonzalez and slams him down to the mat with an authoritative takedown here in round number 1.
Looking for that takedown. Try to get the pass there, but good job by Luis getting his guard back. Ooh, going up for a triangle. Oh, nice, getting back to his feet.
Looking set him up for an armbar here. Unable to get it. Good work by Champion in the scramble. These two guys quick and athletic, exciting, just like we thought they would be. Trying to use his weight now as Champion to drive the face of Gonzalez down onto the mat.
Some nice transitions by Luis, you know, just getting back to this position. Right now he's kind of got to control those hands.
He's a
get out.
Jiu-jitsu guy is Gonzalez. Always love that wrestling versus jiu-jitsu. Styles make fights, and so far so good for Champion and for Gonzalez.
And it's a different kind of feel when you grapple a guy that does, you know, that's a jiu-jitsu fighter and you're a wrestler. They just react different. It's nice cage control. Looking for that guillotine.
Uh-oh, look out. Gonzalez might take his back here. Now he pins him up against the cage. Good reversal by Luis Gonzalez. Let's see if he can do anything with this position. Has to free his head.
Yeah, Corey has a good guillotine. He does a good job of just kind of setting it up, which he's in there again. Let's see if Luis can kind of tuck that chin and fight those hands.
Doesn't have anything right now, and now he's not going for it anymore. As Champion Gonzalez in top position, looking to do something here about midway through round number 1. The takedown slam by Champion. Gonzalez with a couple of good leg kicks early on, and since then it's been a scramble.
What's bad about the guillotine is, you know, you just end up on your back, you know, and with 3-minute periods being so short, you know, it's just precious time, like I said, just ticking off the clock when you're on your back.
Can almost lose you a round.
Oh, it looked like a kick to the face from the ground there. Let's see if Luis can posture up and ground and pound.
Gonzalez toward the end of round number 1.
Corey doing a good job of controlling that head, but I mean now he's got to do something with it and try to get back to his feet. Right now he's just stuck here, and Luis is kind of content just keeping him here.
As we approach the end of round number 1, Gonzalez in top position. Corey Champion had a nice takedown early in the round, but an evenly matched round number 1 between Florida's Luis Gonzalez in the red and Virginia's Corey Champion in the teal. Corey looks to be in pretty good shape over there in his corner, not winded at all. Coming out for round number 2, maybe a little bit more tired is Gonzalez.
You know, but Corey's got to be careful too. I mean, he's dangerous. Adrian's dangerous on the ground. He's got submissions in his pocket.
They weren't kidding when they talked about his work rate, his coaches, speaking of Luis Gonzalez.
You know, you got to be scared of guys like that. They're just workers. You know, eventually they're champions, and you're just like, dude, I remember that guy in the gym. He was there every day.
Every day. There's no coincidence, right?
Yeah. It's not an accident.
One of your teammates has been in the gym since he was a little kid. Olympic gold medalist turned UFC champion just recently this month, Henry Cejudo. People think, hey, Henry Cejudo's the champ. Well, Henry Cejudo's the champ because he's been in the gym every day since he was a little kid. First with your father and Richard Fimbres, and then with the U.S. Olympic team in Colorado, and now with the UFC and his camp and everything that he does to get ready for those fights. It's the culmination of a lifetime of very hard work. And these guys, you know, even though they're 19 and 22, they've been at it for a long time, 5 to 7 years between the two of them experience-wise. A couple good shots landed by Gonzalez. Champion coming forward. Gonzalez with a nice front kick, but he just gets bulled to the ground. There's no other way to say it other than Champion just bear hugged him and threw him down.
Yeah, I mean, nice strikes there by Luis, but you know, sometimes he come in with that chin up. It's kind of an easy takedown for Corey, especially a guy looking to just get a takedown here.
And again, when you're wrestling, and you brought it up in round number 1, Frankie, as a wrestler,
Nice
you
sweep.
know in a 3-minute round, as Gonzalez reverses it again, good job to get out of that, but in a 3-minute round, a takedown can be the difference between winning or losing that round. Now the reversal from Gonzalez, depending upon what he does with it here, we're about even with round number 2 so far.
Yeah, nice sweep by Gonzalez. I mean, kind of what I saw in the past is, you know, a lot of high energy ground and pound on top. Let's see if he opens up a little bit to finish out the end of this round with some good solid ground and pound. He's in really good position right here.
You never want to leave it to the judges, Frankie, especially in hostile territory.
Yeah, exactly.
You never want to leave it. You would know going to South America. It seems like for every fight, everybody who calls you out wants you to go to South America and fight again. Boy, Champion strong trying to get out of that with that arm strength, but Luis Gonzalez with the really good ground control, not having any of that. Now he throws a couple elbows in there, staying busy on top, never going to get stood up if he keeps that up. Really impressed with Gonzalez. We talked about it twice already, but his work rate, his energy, he's a high output fighter, and judges notice those things. And it could come down to, in the end, in a very close fight, which fighter was busier during that fight, which fighter was attempting to do more and working harder and faster in there, and that's been clearly Gonzalez here in this fight, as Champion working from the bottom, tried to choke, couldn't get it, still maintaining top position as Gonzalez.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice
Gonzalez
knee.
opening up a little bit and knee off the break.
Oh, again, he hits the back of that left leg, the lead leg of Champion, and there's that left kick you were talking about.
He throws those kicks, but he just kind of keeps his chin up in the air.
Oh,
Ooh,
big right hand from Gonzalez as we approach the close of round number 2. Champion looks unfazed. Gonzalez still coming forward. A very good second half of round number 2 for Luis Gonzalez of the Florida Force, asserting his force in that second round.
You know, nice scrambles by Luis. You know, just coming to make something happen. You know, he's getting on top. He's not resting on top. He's not resting. You know, I think when Corey gets on top, he's just kind of looking to hold and kill some time. Luis gets on top. You know, he's looking to do some damage.
As we approach round number 3, everything on the line right here for these two guys and these teams. 4-0. Virginia with the lead as they got the win in fight number 1 from Michael Capone. Unanimous decision over Adrian Haley at 125. And anybody's fight, Gonzalez in the red trunks, Champion in the teal, Florida and Virginia. Round number 3 at bantamweight. It's been a very evenly matched fight so far in different ways. Champion has scored a couple of takedowns, reversals, and some scoring in the striking department for Gonzalez, who's now just sizing Champion up. He's found some holes with his kicks, Frankie, in those first couple of rounds. He's also landed a couple of big shots on the feet, not just on the ground. So he has to feel real confident about his striking here in round 3.
Yeah, I mean, this is anybody's fight. You know, I'm sure both coaches are yelling in the corner, hey, you need this round. You know, I don't think anybody thinks they have this round, you know, this fight 2-0. You know, it's anybody's round right here. It's just who lets go, who's in better shape, who wants it more.
Right now looking like Gonzalez, very aggressive. Those kicks aren't coming close to landing. Now a big overhand right misses from Champion, and a wild counter right misses from Gonzalez, who ducks under a kick and hits the takedown off the single leg. Wow, nobody saw that coming. Great move right there by Luis Gonzalez.
A nice takedown by Gonzalez. You know, Corey here looking for that guillotine. I mean, he's got it a few times. He's still got it locked in.
So strong right now is Corey Champion. Gonzalez might be in trouble up against that fence now, completely flat on his back with Champion bearing down on him.
That's where you need to be to get out of that choke. You know, just kind of bail, go flat to your back, and hope it loosens up. He's got this underhook.
He's out of the choke.
Yeah, Luis Gonzalez now needs to start working up to get to his feet.
Yeah, because you can't just assume that you already have the fight won. If you stay on your back the rest of this fight, obviously Champion can finish you, but interestingly enough, Champion's going to let him up. Surprise there.
Yeah, I was surprised too.
Respect for the jiu-jitsu of Gonzalez. Champion feeling confident now in the stand-up department. Those knees are hurting Gonzalez.
He feels like he's got him tired.
Gonzalez goes for that takedown, and what do you know, Frankie, when you see a fighter who's tired, they'll go for a sloppy-looking takedown, although Gonzalez now trying to establish top position, just not fresh enough to do so, but he's able to dump Champion down. Good job by Luis Gonzalez.
Yeah, just staying on it, staying on that double. I mean, Corey just a little sloppy on the defensive end of things, and both guys are a little fatigued. You know, so your technique kind of goes a little bit later in the rounds.
Corey just 19 years old, Gonzalez 22, looking to get Florida on the board with a win here, but more importantly, if he's able to get the finish or win by a unanimous decision, they could take the lead or tie it up. Remember, a split decision, they'd only get to within one.
Adrian needs to pop up and make a statement right here and finish the round strong.
10 seconds left in the fight. Champion on bottom. Luis Gonzalez got to get up there and throw some strikes. Champion just holding on for dear life, not wanting to let him up. And that's going to do it for fight number 2. Luis Gonzalez and Corey Champion. Some high-level groundwork, some pretty good striking. All in all, a very entertaining fight.
That's an exhausting fight. You know, those guys were grappling pretty much the whole fight. You know, with scrambles, and people don't know that about MMA. Like, those are what gets you tired. The cage wrestling, the scrambles, the going from your back to going, you know, to going on your feet, to going back up. You know, it's exhausting.
All right, we're ready for the official decision. Let's send it up to the cage to find out who won fight number 2 between Corey Champion of Virginia and Luis Gonzalez of Florida.
We go to the scorecards. The judges scored this bout 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Corey Champion.
Whoa, I do not know about that.
We'll be back with fight 3 after the break.